let's make the best healing minion in the game. Welcome back to another Big Legends video, fellas. So just like it says, we're gonna make the best healing minion currently available in the game. Zeusbird's been changed a couple times, and this is his most recent iteration, and people are very, very happy with him, I gotta say. Now, if you're thinking about going for your own minion, I think the big choice comes down to, do you want to get Pioneer that has team healing skills, and he's very easy to stable. You can just, save up epic catchers from events, and then over time stable Pioneer up. And I've used Pioneer before, he's fine. Or if you want something that's probably going to last you for the foreseeable future, Zeusbird really has you covered. We're going to look at the bonuses first. So 35% healing. I actually would prefer if they would just remove all healing bonuses and then put either attack percentage or power percentage and then make that work for offensive and defensive skills. I think that would be a really good thing for players. I think that would be good for minions as well, but that's going to be on this video. Healing, I'm assuming, will work on shielding skills as well, but 35% is healthy. And the thing about a healer is typically you don't want big juicy heals most of the time. What's usually better is you want consistent fast heals. So instead of healing for 100 points very slow, I'd rather heal for 50 twice as fast, and you're kind of getting the same healing over time. However, the chance of you getting the heals and when they count is really good, and also you're going to get less overhealing and waste with that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of healing bonus for players or for minions, but I do think Zeusbird makes it work, because when you look at his stats, you're going to see really high agility. He's healthy on the stamina. It's probably a little bit more stamina than most people would want, but he's got a good enough amount of attack there, so he's pretty balanced. And you can make that stamina work for you. So for example, in the previous video, I made Poseidon Shark, and if I'm a tank, I'm going to be in the front, Poseidon Shark's going to be in the back. So if there's anything that goes attack furthest, it's going to hit him. If there's anything that's going to hit highest health enemy, it's going to hit him. And then so Zeusbird will fit in. I'll put him in the second slot. That way, if there's an attack that hits the front two, it'll hit me and it'll hit Zeusbird. And Zeusbird can usually take a hit or two because his health is so high. But anyways, so you make it work for you. Let's look at his skills. And again, if you want to see his animations, just click on the skills. He's got nearest enemy. He's got a 1 SP shield team. So this shields everybody, 1 SP, that's awesome. And also, you want healing skills that are 1 SP. That way, I don't have to save SP all the time. It's easier for the autopilot to handle it. And I don't have to think so far ahead of, okay, I need to save 2 SP because of this. It's just super easy to play. The next skill is a heals 3 allies with the lowest hit points. So I think that's really, really good. I do think that's also better than a heal team, because there's not a ton of team damage in this game, and I think healing 3 is enough to handle it if there is. Usually a lot of the damage is single target damage, so I think this kind of gives you a little bit of the best of both worlds. It's very juicy. We also have not seen spread heals in the game. I don't know if they're able to do that, but I do prefer spread heals. I like shielding team, and spread heals is usually the perfect combo, but whatever. I do think this will definitely get the job done. And then here, this is another awesome ability. So he's got really good 1 SP skills. Attack the enemy with the highest hit points. This is the highest multiplier damage in the game. There's some exceptions where they just give a minion some weird specific different percentages and whatnot, but in general, attack highest hit points or attack strongest is going to hit super hard. And the most important content in the game right now is Guild Boss, and the trash enemies on Guild Boss die immediately, and you're fighting a single target enemy. So this is the best single target skill, and he should be able to do really good damage against a single target, so that's really good. Of course, he's got 20% smite, so that's really good as well. I'm saying really good a lot because he's really good. And then the last one, 2 SP, heal the target ally. The wording is so weird, but it's heal and shield target. And so let's say your tank's just getting pounded by the boss. You can have the 2 SP go in there. You heal him, you shield him, he's good to go. So not only does he have team shielding, he's got heal weakest 3, which will work on single target, and it'll also work on healing against team attacks. And then he's also got a heal shield target. So this is just really well thought out. These are the kind of skills that you really want to see put together. Like if this was on a weapon, I don't think there's a healer in a game that would mind having this on a weapon. I think this is phenomenal, and so I hope to continue seeing this in the future. If augments or plugins or itemization for your minions come in the game, I would just throw a ton of speed on this guy. Just throw a ton of speed on the guy. That way he's getting the heals off super frequently, and you're good to go. That's what I would do. Let's make him. So fusion. Let's go down here. He is a big pain in the butt. So the only issue that I have with him is that he is super ridiculous, redonkulous to make. Oh my goodness. Big pain in the butt. Also, to make Warlord, wasn't this one material? Was it always 5 materials? I really thought it was one material. I thought it was one Death Spiral and one of these. You get these from getting rank 1 in GVG. A lot of people in my guild have finished their chips, so we're probably not going to be doing a ton of GVG in the future. So we're very lucky to have been able to snatch a bunch of these up in the early months of the game. And you can also get them in events. You can also get them in black market as well. They're pretty expensive, but there you go. You're making something special. And then these guys, they are now a rare spawn in raid 7. I think you see him 1 out of every 3 raids, 1 out of every 5 raids. I had a really easy time getting this guy. It wasn't that bad, actually. Alloy Shark was super difficult, but the fortunate thing is there's a lot of good stuff in Raid 7, so you're farming it all at the same time. So we need to make Warlord. I have had some players use this. I'm not going to make a separate video on Warlord showing him off. Decent minion on his own. He's got a good amount of health. People use him in Guild Boss, but if we look at the Guild Boss damage, there was a time when he was one of the top 3 DPS. Right now there's a lot of better stuff in there, so I'm not going to go and make a separate video on this guy, but I will show you the attacks. I'll click Capew. You probably run into him in like elimination and in other game modes, but there you go. Pretty cool. He's good in his own right, but today's video is not about him. So we did that. It's kind of weird how the recipes move around. Maybe that's a bug. Watch me make the wrong guy. Let me just double check. So we made Warlord. We need to make Pioneer and Sentinel, whatever. So let's make him. Let's talk about it first. This is the boss of Raid, what is this guy? Raid 3, boss of Raid 3. And this is the rare spawn in Raid 4. So Terminator is a good purchase if you're trying to make Zeusbird and you see this in the recycle, the monster recycle. Terminator is a good purchase. He's going to cost 2,000 monster materials. But he's definitely worth your time in there. I do think Alloy Shark gets a better purchase because he's more rare. This guy took me 3 raids to run into one of those. But anyways, let's make Sentinel. I think Sentinel looks really cool. I think he looks really cool, but, you know, there you go. Don't have much to say about him, other than he looks really cool. And let's make Pioneer. Actually, you know what I should have done? I should have just used my current Pioneer instead of making a new one. I already have a Pioneer, so why would I make another one? With Zeusbird, I don't really feel like I'm going to be using Pioneer at all, so yeah, we're good to go. Let me just double check. Bump, bump. Yeah, okay. So here it is. Warlord, Pioneer. I've got an actual video on Pioneer if you want to look that up. He's just a bunch of epic minions, and you can kind of find out where everything is in that video, or just so you can see all it in the game. And we just made this guy. We make Zeusbird. Here we go, fellas. We're going to jump into a couple ordeals, just have some fast content. You can definitely see this. I'm going to be using this guy in Guild Boss fights. I'm going to use on Guild Boss 3 and maybe Guild Boss 4 again, depending on how my damage is doing. So anyways, this is the boy. Here's the attacks. We'll do some ordeals, and we'll jump onto the Sword God video. Beautiful. Looks good, too. I'm digging it. I like those kind of minions more than I like the waifu anime-looking ones, but that's preference, so, you know, whatever. Let's go here. I am going to be rotating out my full armor mech. Yeah. Full armor mech. Even with all the speed, he's still super slow. The speed equation is different in this game, so just something to think about. The only really bad thing I have to say about Zeusbird is, again, stabling Zeusbird. If plus 10 becomes mandatory, stabling Zeusbird is going to be a nightmare. But, hey, we can only deal with stuff when we get there. So I got that, and I believe we're doing a 12. I'm probably going to have to put him back in because I just swapped that, but that's fine. So, yeah, we're doing a 12. And I took a lot of damage in the last 12, so maybe Zeusbird can do some healing and stuff like that. So Let's do it. I'm probably going to do only one run of this because I have loops off. I'll just do one run, see how it feels, and then we can do a run with Sword God. And I'll put, what is her name? Orbit Girl? I'll put her on, change her name. And that will be the team that I'll be running. Wow. Let's see how he recovers with the heals. I'm surprised he took so much damage. Maybe that was attack random or what? But this is the exact testing scenario that I do want to see. Hopefully we'll see some heals out of him, see how this autopilot does this thing. And I'm also kind of curious to see how, will he be able to keep my team shielded? I mean, it looks like he did an offensive attack there. I think the autopilot does use skills randomly based on the SP they have. There's the shield team, so that was a pretty juicy shield. That's nice. And we're taking a lot of damage now, so that's pretty good. Who knows? I might actually put full armor mech back on to have a little bit more healing. I wouldn't recommend everybody kill their only Pioneer. I actually have the minions ready to make another Pioneer if I want him back. Hey, there's Bikeage. We're looking for him. Look at that massive heals. That was the heal weakest 3. Looks good, man. Looks good. We're taking more damage than I anticipated, but again, this is my second time doing a 12. And I think I showed my TS in the last one. I think we're like 5.5 thousand TS. So Zeusbird's doing the job. He's able to take some really bad punishment. If anybody else was in the second spot, I don't think that he would have handled that. But as soon as I say, oh man, they got murked. This goes back to my original point, though, how when I would do super high solo PvE content, my entire team would just get murdered, and then I would end up soloing it as the tank. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted Poseidon to help me out a little bit. But I still think it's pretty good. Yes, he got murdered there. However, anybody else in that slot would have got murdered as well, based on how much damage was coming in. So shows my team still needs a little bit of work doing these 13s, or excuse me, doing these 12s. But okay. And I think he's going to shine a lot more in Guild Boss as well. But all right, I'll take it. Definitely something to think about. And Sword God is up next. God of Swords, Sword God. All right, fellas. As always, appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.